Hey, from my hotel balcony. This is day 5. I'm checking out in this hotel now and moved to the ship, the Ama Waterways ship for my cruise starting today. So I make use of having a video here from my balcony in the hotel because I'm out soon here and be at the other accommodation, which is the ship cruising. Somebody's got to do it, you know. So this is the bathroom. And the balcony. So this is the Amalea ship. It's one of the ship of the Ama Waterways. So beautiful. Look at the view right now. It's docking here in Budapest, Hungary. I'm ready to cruise. Hello, I'm actually here now at the Amalea ship. My cruise will start tonight. I'm actually here now. This is a beautiful view from the rooftop. It is gorgeous. And so I'm gonna be cruising for 7 days to different places, different countries. Stay tuned. We're sailing away and we're on our way to Bratislava, Slovakia. Yay! It's fun. So long, Budapest, Hungary. Hello, Bratislava. On our way to Bratislava, Slovakia. Hello, say hello to Bratislava and Salave, Budapest, Hungary. I will miss you. You're looking at the Parliament building at night time. We're sailing away from Budapest, Hungary to Bratislava, Slovakia, on our way to Bratislava, Slovakia. Yay! Look how beautiful that is. Bratislava, Slovakia. I was slow because I get confused between the Slovakia and Slovenia. This is, again, welcome everyone. This is Bratislava, Slovakia.
Quite a young capital, right? We became the capital recently in 1520. You remember the fortification which was here around the medieval town had 4 gates also. The one which was here, it's written here, it was the western gate, pulled down similar to 2 other gates, similar to the walls at the end of 18th century. On both sides it was connected. But it's included which means it existed not only more than 40 years and our own users were the communists. So now there are not many places in the historical center where the castle is visible, but if you take a look to the left from here, if you want to take a picture, you can see again the castle. And this, by the way, extremely richly decorated, the interior. You can see through the glass there are many Renaissance style paintings connected with the Yeah, you can visit this place later. I just need to tell you, if you want to go inside, you need to pay minimum price, which is 13 euro per person. But if you pay, you will get 3 different items. You can choose like one pastry, one coffee, one devotion, for example. So it's not very much, but it's not possible to drink only a coffee, to buy only one thing. And here I would like to show you a cooking one. Oh, really? Few centuries ago. In each language it has different names, so it has many languages. It's very so
on these instruments to their sheep, therefore sheep were more relaxed and then they produce better milk. So now I can play for you so you can be more relaxed and produce whatever better you need. It has aliquot tones which resonates at the top of my head, that's why I wear this head so I won't glue up. Because it's really a lot of pressure to navigate the sound with my whole body. It has only 3 holes, so I'm instrument as well. So please enjoy Sound of Slovakia, Fujara! Na salaši na tom hornom hodil bača bačovi hovno. Kto neverí, nech tam beží, lebo sa tomu ťažko verí. Thank you very much. My name is Adam, the first shepherd. At your service.
That's why to notice on the top of the road, you can see huge cardinals red, which
This is the Bratislava, Slovakia view at night as we left Bratislava and we're on our way to guess where it's gonna be, in Vienna, Austria. tomorrow we'll be in Vienna, Austria.
Right side you can already see again the steeple of St. Stephen's Cathedral, and we are now on this ring road that I mentioned. Here were the city walls, and only the area that is on my right hand side, this was the city of Vienna basically. Now it's the city center, the first district. So this ring road was designed as a boulevard. Yeah? In the 1860s they began tearing down the city walls. It was designed basically like the Champs-Élysées in France. You had a lot of hotels and coffee houses dotted alongside the ring road. You still have a lot of coffee houses, but in the past there were over 150 coffee houses here. Left side there is another inner city green area, the city park, and the city park is also home of a famous statue. So if you look on the left side now, there's an opening between the trees. There's a golden statue of Johann Strauss playing the violin. Yeah? This is the same guy with the blue Danube River waltz.
Back then they were trying to extend the suburb. So they started digging. The farmer, they found Roman remains. The Romans were everywhere. So they were here in Vienna from the 2nd until the 5th century, and the military base was called Vindobona. And so they had to lay it open because you cannot just bulldoze it over Roman remains, right? So that's why the fourth part over here, and they found another way for the suburb. Second youngest wing of the Hofburg Palace is this one, from the 1890s. Commissioned by the Emperor Franz Joseph, Sisi's husband. So you can see the Roth Iron Gate with his initials, FJ1, which stands for Franz Joseph I. Yeah, nothing. The bodyguards, 450 Swiss guards. The Holy Father had 135. Again, the dimension. The plan again talking about us will be going back to the same area. So later on, back to yeah. Now the quarter. Wow. The light bulb. Also camel with one E is the camel, the animal. So here is where the people come to drink the prosecco, to have a breakfast, to have something to nibble. They do have main courses as well. They have coffee, tea, they have you can also see the most the newest trend on the Like happen, go to the Christmas market, do the dancing.
Nee, das weiß ich nicht. Nein, wirklich nicht.
Oh, that one. Wow.
Gothic cathedral,
The Gothic Cathedral. Wow, that's beautiful.
1330.
Yeah. Wow. You're looking at the Museum of Science here in Vienna, Austria.
Just try to find a little art.
We're moving. We're going on our way to, we're leaving Vienna now, Austria, and we are going to Wittgenstein. I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyhow, that's about it. Wittgenstein, Austria. Still in Austria. We'll be there tomorrow. Welcome to Wittgenstein, Austria.
Sisters of Clarice that are not there anymore and have not been there since the mid 16th century, because they had to leave during the First War between Catholics and Protestants, because life was too hard and too dangerous here. And it has actually two castles, one on top where we're gonna go, which we can't see yet, and I hope that when we get up there we're gonna have a lovely view. And we're gonna walk up quite a few meters, so it might open up. And another one at the end of the village or city, which is now a beautiful late 17th century house. And that's even though it's extremely tiny. It was built by the second most important ruling family in Austria in the 10th century. And they ruled this part of Lower Austria from here. So that's probably the reason. Oh, so many. And while I talk, you know, on our left-hand side, we see a very relaxed Danube. So I guess your trip on the Danube is really lovely and enjoyable. She can get angry, you know, but it's quite okay now. You see, we also have a beach down here. And this beach also is one reason why we also have a lady called the Witch of the Danube. Then, you know, people would come down here, mainly ladies or women would come down here to wash the clothing of the nobility. And they would bring their children, you know, and then their children would play along the river. And sometimes, in the 16th century, the devil wasn't responsible for everything, for two things. You needed somebody who had to be at fault. And in this region, it was the Witch of the Danube. In other regions, it might be, you know, a dragon or, I don't know, a dwarf or whatever. You know? And here it's a lady. So if you're on the ship and you had a glass of wine or two, like today, and you see somebody reaching out of the river with her hands, asking you to play with her. Don't go.
You mentioned about King Richard. That he was able to hunt. How was he able to hunt? Did he go with the party?
Yes.
Okay.
He was never alone.
Okay.
But the thing is, you know, he was privileged, you know, and we asked for, we go towards the right, and we asked for a lot of ransom, you know, and of course they were thinking about, well, if we catch, well, we caught him, there was a reason for that, I will tell you that when we go up there to get him. We keep him prisoner, and after they pay, they really planned on releasing him, which they did. And the first thing they did not want, of course, was that when he returned to London, that he would then declare war on Germany and Austria, you know? So they tried to make his stay as comfortable as possible, because the political reasons behind it, you know, were understandable, and they did not want to give him some personal reasons to become really angry. You know, Austria, we've got quite a few thousand of those castles. Usually the fortifications are there not to, well, to defend the people living inside, but actually the merchandise that is being kept inside. Like in this region, it was mainly salt. So a lot of cities or a lot of castles that you see were either built to protect salt and or to protect the people traveling on the river, whereas until the, let's say, 1870s, hardly anybody traveling on the river was a traveler. You know, they were workers working on the river. Tourism here in the region starts between 1870 and 1880 because of the steam issue. Because then people come come here, sometimes they're coming out from Vienna, and then they come here and stay to enjoy the beautiful region and drink the beautiful wine of the region.
And with the steam machine, you can go against the flow of the stream.
And until then,
Okay.
people have been traveling on the river, well, for about 2,000 years, because the Romans already had ships on the Danube. So everybody had to go from west to east. So if you brought something, any kind of merchandise, to what today would be called Spain. If you come down from Germany or from Bohemia, you would pass through this region, go across the river, continue on the other side. There are some others, so it's always to defend or look after the pilgrims or people working. Yeah, she's like, yeah. She thought, why is there seafood? And we seafood enough to take care of it. Well, I'll take my best.
What is their tour soup?
Sorry?
What is their tour?
They're gonna walk through the village. Yeah. And as I said, don't you worry, we don't have to run, okay? So if it gets some kind of strenuous, you just tell me. And it's not that far. The point is, it's rather steep, so we have to take it slow. Yeah, now we are outside the city, the medieval city. This is where people started to build mainly afterwards, mainly in the 19th century. Because of course, because of tourism, there was a lot of work to be had in the region. And because of the wine, the thing is, you didn't buy before? Okay, so from all over, okay? Good. The point is like the wine, of course, that we produce here. I mean, you've all been at the Oscars, right? I can see that, you know? And at the Oscars, for example, there's a cook. His name is Cook. Okay?
I'm hiking towards the castle.
This is like when you walk up here and you have this microphone thing, and you should not really. I mean, this is the time when I realized why I did not become an actor. Apart from not being able to play an instrument and not knowing how to sing.
You really need a lot of stamina to do something like that, to do it at the same time.
Oh, that's nice. They have music.
Well, yeah, they're telling you the story of how it was to live here. They would explain the daily course of a farmer, a knight, you know, all the people surrounding a castle like this.
Ah, I see.
Okay, so now let's see. As you can see, it already opened up.
Yeah.
Okay, the fog is just about deciding what to do with himself.
Whew, it's beautiful.
Unfortunately, we do not have a view yet, but the chance is there that we will.
All the way back, yeah.
We'll just have the imagination of the
The
view.
thing is, if we would look down here, it's something a guide should never do. You never talk about things you can't see. But what we can see here, usually, is an open valley through which flows the Danube towards the east, with loads and loads of vineyards. And in 1805, yes, but there is a but. So the crusade was actually called for by the Pope in 1188, after the Muslims had retaken Jerusalem. Jerusalem had been in the hands of the Pope of the Europeans, I call it the Europeans, for 90 years. And then it was taken by Saladin I. He was a sultan and he was extremely efficient. And he was very, very famous. In the end, he retook the city. Yes, because he could sell it to the Pope You know, in the end, then okay, we don't have to look after Jerusalem anymore, but you know, our people can easily walk inside. Why was it so important for Solomon? Didn't really go together at those times. You know, really, the city was disgusting. You know, there were no toilets. They didn't use them. You know, everything was just disgusting. So he kicked out everybody, and he cleaned the city. It took them weeks and months to clean out this complete city. And in the end, when it was clean, they even washed it with rose oil. A complete city, because Muslims do not accept dirt. They hate that, you know. And then that's the reason why he said, yeah, they can come back, but without washing, nobody enters the city. You know? Good. So Richard in the end said, okay, it's a good deal for us, you know, and he didn't really, to beleaguer a city like Jerusalem for year after year after year, you need a lot of people, because your own people die of sicknesses, you know, you have to have reinforcements, and it's not that they just come for fun, you know, so it's very hard to get reinforcements. So in the end, he said, okay, you keep the city, we have the right to bring our people here, that's fine. And then he heard that his brother John had kind of like tried to get the throne of England. And John was always called John without a country, because Richard ruled for 10 years, but within those 10 years he only was in England for 6 months. So the other 9.5 years his brother John actually was responsible, but could never call himself king, you know. So he kind of like started a little intrigue. And Richard heard about that, and he returned to England. But on his way to England, the ship went down just somewhere off the coast of Croatia. Might have been in front of Dubrovnik, if you believe that's what some people say. And then he had to travel on horse and on foot to England, passing Austria. Inside the southern part of Austria, in Carinthia, they recognized him for the first time. He could flee, but then close to Vienna, they caught him. Okay? So when he was caught, they were thinking, okay, if we keep him in Vienna and ask for ransom, you know, maybe the English tried. It's a person you want to identify with, you know, and it's the same like if you go to Switzerland, they have another guy like that, he's called Wilhelm Tell. You know, he's fighting the Habsburgs, you know, and then, you know about it? They make him shoot an apple from the head of his son, you know, and the same thing happened there, he never existed. But he's so ingrained in the hearts of the Swiss that whenever they are being asked if they believe in him, you know, they always say 1 of the 7 Swiss. He's a robot. So you're ready now for his final attack? Good, final attack. Because now it's going to be really...
I'm hiking towards the castle.
is over there. Oh, thank you.
That was good. That was
Yeah, it
good.
was actually a good one. Yeah, and then you see the vineyards on the other side. And those vineyards, well, the wine already has been grown here by the Romans, you know. The Romans were there between 10 after Christ until around 480. The other side of the Danube is the northernmost border. The northernmost border of the Roman Empire until the 5th century. This is why now you are in a two-time World Heritage Site, because the Wachau Valley is a World Heritage Site, and this is called the Limes, the border, okay, is also a World Heritage Site. Yeah, and then from here on, all the way down is the way towards the Black Sea. So from here on, the Danube, not a straight line, but almost in a straight line, goes towards the Black Sea, meaning it's going to pass Slovakia, Serbia, Croatia, Hungary, of course, Romania, Bulgaria, and the last little part is going to be part of the Ukraine. That's why a lot of ships do not go there anymore at the moment. They got together, they really cooperation to kind of back to Romans, because the Romans tried in the 2nd This is what eventually you get to Alps. Nope, the Alps are actually in the south. Towards the south of here. Yeah. So the point is, the Alps actually passes because you came up from Vienna. Yes. So in Vienna, the Alps finish. The Vienna forest, which reaches up about 3,000 feet, is the end of the Eastern Alps. From there, about 25 kilometers to the south, so let's say 20 miles towards the south, you will see the Alps rising all the time, you know. So 3,000 feet there goes up to about 6,000 feet towards the south here. So the Alps are actually about 20-25 miles away from us. And then they go towards Salzburg, Tyrol, Italy, Switzerland, goes into the eastern part of France, and then down towards Nice. The southern Alps is where Nice, Mentontis is where the Alps is. Yeah, and this is because this is where we are now.
What happened without you? You wouldn't call this the foothills of the Alps.
No,
not really.
these are not the
It's
foothills of the Alps. This is its own region. It's kind of like called the Dark Forest. And it's part of this Bohemian mountain that reaches up to us here. And then it flattens out completely, you know, for about 20-25 miles, and then it rises again.
What's the name of this castle?
Dürnstein Castle.
Duenstein. Oh, Duenstein Castle. Welcome to Grine, Austria. So guess what? We're going on the Grine Castle. Grine. So it's gonna be a fun thing to do. 2 hikes in a row. Can't beat that. So I'm on my way, walking with the other groups on the way to the Grine Castle here in Grine, Austria. Makes sense, right? Yes. We're marching in all the way towards up. A bit more quiet here. Yellow building on the left, you can see a sign. You can see how high the water of the Danube has got then over the ages. So before they built this mobile dam, there was not flooding. And here you can see how high the water has gotten. Hopefully we don't have the sign anymore now.
It's kind of neat. Sorry.
He makes a comment about people being on their phone. I'm like, I'm in your book, dude.
Like this whole, like even today. The bird has a, but we live at what, 7,000?
Oh, where you guys? Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't
they-
matter for us.
Yeah, about to say, they sell it there. You can buy it everywhere.
Different.
It's kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even
Because of,
Welcome to that. Welcome to Maribel Palace, or it's known as Maribel Gardens, here in Salzburg, Austria. Salzburg, Austria is where Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart's birthplace. He was born in 1756 in the Hagenauer house at apartment number 9. And Salzburg, Austria is also where the sound of music started. So this is considered as their walking district here, walking shopping area here in Salzburg, Austria. And take a look how beautiful this place is. This is a brewery? Oh. This thing you can see on the top, it's a brewery sign. Oh, look at that.
I studied German 36 years ago.
Welcome to Linz, Austria. This is the Linz Square. You're looking at the Linz in Austria. Sushi. Welcome to Passau, Germany.
Otherwise, we're always behind them. We want to go there now, and we want to go there because I already want to go to the cathedral at the beginning of our tour. Why do we already go to the cathedral now? We want to go there because later the cathedral will be very, very crowded. Everybody wants to do that usually at the end of the tour. It's a small, beautiful city, but I'm sure you will also remember, if you want to look up there, lots of bad things happened for the years. big paintings of these new city fires. Exactly, that is
We're
the
not
inward.
we're not going in the river.
You're not going in the river, you're absolutely right. That would be really cool. In the Can you be the last one?
Yes.
No. This is, you're looking at the, in the picture or in the video, this is towards the shopping area here in Passau, Bavaria, Germany. This is the shopping area here in Passau, Bavaria, Germany. Welcome to the small city called Belshofen, Germany. What's that? What's that mean? Cheers and cheers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? So I hope you're in a good mood. My name is Claudia and I'm the beer queen of Vilshofen, and I wish you a very warm welcome here in my beautiful hometown Vilshofen. Today we are going to celebrate a little Oktoberfest for you. Not the big Oktoberfest as from Munich, but there are some advantages because our location is nicer than Munich. Then our musicians play better than the musicians in Munich. Please give them a hand. And the most important, ladies and gentlemen, our beer tastes better because it's from a local brewery from Wolferstädter Bräu. Yeah. Okay, that's it. So let's try it with music.
I'm sweating again! That's really wet.
Time for secrets. And the secrets, ladies and gentlemen, are all about the special dress which I'm wearing tonight. This dress is called dirndl. And every dirndl has got an apron. And every apron has got a ribbon. And the ribbon, ladies and gentlemen, shows the marital status of a woman. So remember, when a woman ties ribbon on the right side, that means she is married, engaged, or otherwise taken. If a woman ties ribbon in the middle, gentlemen, you have to be very careful.
She's
Because
pregnant.
that means she is still a virgin. If a woman ties ribbon on the left side, that means she is single. That means she is widowed. And ladies, my grandmother reported me that the last two one, the singles and the widowed, are the happiest women among all. But maybe it is only in Bavaria. But whenever you come back to Vilshofen or to Bavaria, please remember my words. And yeah, unfortunately, this is the end of our little Oktoberfest for you. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much to the volunteers. It would be a pleasure for me to welcome you once again here in my beautiful hometown, Vilshofen. But first, I wish you the last delicious dinner at the Amalia. Enjoy your last night with the, on the board of the Amalia. And yeah, we have one last song. If you want one last song, so do you want one last song?
One more song.
Give me a beat.
The view of Vilshofen, Germany, from the balcony of Amalia ship.